I can do this. Oh, it's recording. There we go. All right, cool. So I've known Jay for maybe 2 years now. I was introduced to him from a friend of ours, and I told Jay, said, "Hey, you're the guinea pig of this. I am not by any means a professional. I'm a designer by trade. I make things look pretty, and that's about it. So we'll see how this goes. But this is just supposed to be a conversation, Jay, about everyday people in the martial arts community. You know, we have podcasts and interviews with people that constantly are in the spotlight of this sport and this martial art. You know, what about the everyday guy? You know, the people that go to work and train and that kind of thing. What about those guys? Those guys don't have their story told, right? And so I got Jay on here. Jay, tell us a little about yourself, man. What's Jay up to?
Nothing much right now. I have 4 kids, a wife, train as much as I can. Yeah, pretty much your average guy.
Where you train at?
I train at East Coast Martial Arts out of Canton, Ohio, under Chad Kuhn and Pete Schock, which we are affiliate of James Klingerman out of Indiana.
Cool. And that's, I think, how we met. I'm under James as well. I've known Chad for a little while. He's a good dude. He's got an epic beard like you do. And
yep.
I think I've been to your academy a few times, and like, do you have to have a beard to train at East Coast?
I don't think you do. It might be frowned upon if you don't, though.
Do the women have to have a beard?
No.
No. Okay. I was just checking. I haven't seen, like, you know, I've met a few. I've met Autumn. Autumn doesn't have a beard, and she's accepted. So I was just wondering. So what do you
safe.
What do you do for a living, Jay?
I work, well, when I'm not laid off, but I work in the oil field.
Okay.
I work for a service company that basically puts the casing into the ground that secures the hole that oil rigs will drill, in which then they can pump out natural gas or oil.
Okay. And is like Ohio a big place for that?
Ohio actually is. More so Southern Ohio, and we do work in PA and West Virginia. It's kind of all the areas we touch. But Southern Ohio, when the industry is booming, is pretty busy.
So I take it like COVID's been kind of a drag.
Yeah, COVID didn't help, but any election year is going to slow everything down for us. Just really? Because it deals with leases and money invested, and depending on, you know, who's president or who's elected through whatever position in the government, they're going to want to push certain laws and whatnot like that. So that'll determine how much work we can and will do. So every election year, it slows down until they find out who's going to be in office.
I got you. So, man, just let the man work.
Right?
Just let the man work. So you got 4 kids. Do any of them train?
Yep. Maya, she's 9. She's been doing jiu-jitsu, man, I think 4 years now, 4 or 3 years. And my second youngest daughter, Cecilia, just started. So she's loving it so far. And then my 2 youngest are both boys, and Jimmy's gonna turn 4, so he's not ready yet, but
yeah,
he's game.
I'm the same way. My little guy, I've got 3, and you know they're on the page every once in a while. But my little guy, he just turned 3, and he hasn't trained or anything. He's seen his mom and I and his brother and sister train a little bit, but his brother was making him mad or something or another. perfectly. He dropped and he shot a double leg takedown. The kid is 2 years old. Double leg takedown, took his brother's back and tried to choke him. Being the great parent I am, I just let it happen. And so I'm like, I was pretty stoked about it, but I was like, maybe, you know, looking back, I probably should have stopped him when he started trying to choke his brother. But that was pretty cool. My mom was always concerned about me wrestling, and I'm all for it for my kids or whatnot. So, you know, I've talked about, or I think it's very important for women to train. Do you feel that way for your daughters?
Definitely, definitely. I think it gives them a lot of confidence, and it teaches how to defend themselves against people who are going to be bigger than them, which is mostly everybody. So I think with that, it could go a long way.
I'm with you, man. It's a scary world, and you know, anything that can help a young lady or a woman, you know, whatever it can be, I'm all for it.
I
We don't
agree.
we don't need uh, another statistic. So I'm all for it. So I know one thing that we have in common: we both love shoes. So,
We do.
what are you rocking today, my man?
I just got some Nike slides on right now. I did have. I was wearing yesterday. Trying to think what number they are. LeBron 16s.
Hmm.
Yeah, LeBron 16s.
I love my LeBrons, man. Now tell
I
me
I'm
about.
a I'm a huge fan of Jordans. That's but I'm a huge fan of LeBron too because I'm from Canton. He's from Akron. Akron's like 15 minutes away. So
Mhm.
that's I've known about LeBron my whole life. So
Yeah. Now that's an interesting point. Like, you know, I'm the same way. I grew up probably like you did. You know, Jordan was the biggest thing on earth, and unless you probably grew up in that era, these kids don't understand that.
right,
The man
yeah.
was larger than life.
So yeah, it's Michael Jordan's the GOAT, right? But when a guy's from your backyard, it's hard not to want that guy to be the best.
No, I got you. So what, you know, I've heard some things, but what kind of like influence has he had on that community there? I know like he's set up like a college fund for several kids and whatnot, but you know,
Yeah, he opened up his own school, um, and he gives all the kids shoes. He gives all the kids headphones. You name it, man. Clothes. He finds the parents jobs. Um,
really.
he sends them all to college as long as they meet their academic achievements. I mean, he does a lot. He has a bike fair every year in Akron. I mean, I probably don't even know all the stuff he does. He does a lot.
I mean, good for him. You know, that's what I mean. What we need to see in more of these athletes. You know, just not, you know, taking the money. You know, give back. I mean, I've always said, in my opinion, you know, what if you accumulate all this wealth, what's it gonna be? And your family's taken care of. You know that your grandkids are gonna be taken care of. What good is this money doing? Like, you know,
Right. I agree.
let's help out as many people as we possibly can. Now I say that, and I don't have that money, but I would like to think that I
Yeah.
would be the same way, you know. Uh, but I know here was a, and if you follow my page, and I know you look at my page, and a lot of people, and I'm very, very thankful for that. You know, I'm a big hip hop fan,
Yep.
and I know. Tell us about your link to hip hop.
So my link to hip hop, I'm an artist. I'm a rapper, producer. I pretty much do it all. I started, you know, in my bedroom, and I figured out how to do everything myself. Um, Recording myself, make my own beats, write my own stuff, and I have little brothers who also do it. And yeah, just ever since I was little, that was my thing.
And I don't know, we can edit this part out, but there's there's a link to you and some important Ohio rappers that I've heard.
Yeah. So my brother. Now I'm not gonna say I've taught my brothers everything, but definitely have taught them some stuff. Right. I'm the big brother out of 4 brothers. So, anything I do, naturally they're gonna do. So I started rapping and making beats. I actually started making beats first. That was my thing first, and I had no one to rap on my beats, so I started rapping on my beats, and then that really became my passion. And so then my brother started making beats, and so by that I started making beats when I was in 7th grade, which is pretty early. So they started making beats when they were like in 3rd grade, 4th grade. I mean,
Wow.
real little. So they've gotten really, really good. And they've produced for, I mean, who's who in Ohio: MGK, Bone Thugs, Doughboy, Trippie Redd, a lot of mid-range, semi-famous artists, and then the bigger artists as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bone Thugs ain't no mid range.
No, yeah, that's a popular mountain.
Yeah, man. I mean, once you're on the main stage at Rock the Bells, I think you're probably.
Yeah, they're legends for sure. Cemented forever.
Yeah, man. I'm with you. Keep keep talking about hip hop. I remember the first album that got big when I was little that I remember was The Chronic. I don't know
Oh man.
about you, but what was the first album that in your lifetime was this is it?
Uh, well, so there's like, personally, my favorite big album would have been, as a kid, that I could actually like I knew what was going on, was actually The Chronic 2001,
Mm-hmm.
personally. But like, aside from that, that was just bigger than the world, was probably 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. For
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
that was so big, that and like the Marshall Mathers LP too. I mean, the Marshall Mathers LP was huge.
yeah. I
So
remember.
I'm kind of like in that second or third wave of rap,
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, talking about jiu-jitsu again. So, are you a competitor, or are you just a guy that wants to train and make yourself better that way?
I think I'm both sometimes, honestly. But I am a competitor. I think I've been training now for 4 years, with some injury time here and there. And I've had like 27 tournaments and around 100 matches competitively.
Wow, dude.
So I've been a little busy.
I know. We talked last year, and I sent you a few messages. Well, tell us about your injury. I know it was kind of, when I heard, I was like, man, I hope he's all right, and if you're doing better and whatnot.
Oh yeah, so it started off with back pain. I was having really bad back pain. Um, and I thought it was, because of my mattress. It wasn't anything I did in training. And then I slept on the floor because my back was so tight, and the mattress was making it worse. So I slept on the floor, and I woke up. And when I woke up, something wasn't right. My chest was super tight. I wasn't breathing right. And I had a tournament coming up that weekend, and this is like a Monday. And so I went to class every day, trained. And as I got closer to the tournament, I started to get worse and worse, unknowingly, but maybe I'm like mentally blocking it out. And I did the tournament, and I did horrible. I lost every match. I was in positions that I would have never been in, and I just really, really bad. And I was having trouble breathing. And I thought I was starting to maybe get pneumonia just because I couldn't breathe. And I felt like I had like fluid on my lungs, you know. So then I don't go back to training. Like I'm sick, I'm getting sick, I'm not going to go back to training. And I'm the first guy that's like, I'm not going to the hospital because they're going to tell me something I already know and not do anything for me.
Yeah.
So I then went to work for a week and worked for a complete week, and things weren't getting better. And I wanted to train. So this is why I ended up going to Stack here so I could get it figured out. Because I mean, a week without jiu-jitsu to me is like a year. So they do an EKG on me and they do a chest x-ray. Said my heart was super healthy. EKG read that I had a collapsed lung. And sorry.
No, you're good, brother. You're good.
Sorry. It's just to be that hurt and not know it's super scary.
Yeah, man.
And you know, I woke up every day and I was fine. I ended up having to have emergency surgery, have a chest tube put in, and I had blood on my lung, and I was in the hospital for a week, and then they pulled the tube out. They couldn't sew the wound because it could drain, and I couldn't train for 3 months, which honestly I probably came back too fast, but I don't know what else to do. Dude, I mean, I couldn't even roll, you know. I just wanted to put on my gi and watch, and it took some time, but it changed my game so much. It made me so much better.
Yeah. And
my coach, he told me I'm not allowed to be tired anymore because now I got 2 runs. So, but what's crazy is I don't get tired anymore. So yeah, I don't know what that is, but
hey, man. See, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, we're talking about real people here. We're talking about real stories. We're talking about a man that goes to work every day, provides for his family, and brother, big ups to you. I know it couldn't have been easy. Matter of fact, I mean, I didn't know the whole story. I was asking Chad about you, and when I sent you a message, you were just like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it because I get so emotional because it's just, you know, it's, you know, everyone that does jiu-jitsu is tough, you know, everyone. I mean, we're here to practice essentially killing each other, you know, and we're all fighting our own demons, you know. We're in here to make ourselves better physically and mentally. And you know, it's like I said, it's just super scary that, you know, I don't want to call myself tough, but that you can be so tough that you don't know that you are in serious, you know, danger.
Yeah.
You know, anything could have went wrong. I mean, guys were choking me out, choking me with one lung, you know, and you know, I had 6 matches that day, and
I remember
I was fine.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
big ups to Jay.
Know, that Yeah, that happens. Sorry for crying, but
No, dude, that's life, my man. I wouldn't expect anything else from anybody. So
yeah, so that's my little story.
so two more questions for you. I'll let you be, my man. I don't want to take up too much of your time, especially since
Okay.
I mean, in full disclosure, I've got a little thing up here talking about what questions to ask on a podcast. I don't know what I'm doing myself. But first, from one sneakerhead to another, someone came up to you and said, I'll give you a pair of band ones, original band ones, or I give you original pair of 7 Christ the Kings. Which one you taking?
Taking the band once,
All right,
which I already have. I don't have an original pair, but I already have a pair
dude.
sitting in the closet.
Have you worn them?
Yeah. Well, here's what's crazy is I actually got them through the studio we were running for a little bit of time for some studio time. So essentially for $200, which really was no money out of my pocket. And right now they're currently worth $1,000.
I mean, that's on the low side.
Yeah, these ones were released in 2016. They're the bread colorway band. StockX. It's last sold for $1,022. So
Yeah. Are those the ones with the X's on the heel?
these ones don't have the X's on the heel. These are just like basically a retro.
Yeah, an OG.
But yeah, those ones are probably worth more.
Yeah. All right. And the one thing that, being the awesome parent that I am, I teach my kids gangster rap lyrics. And from a little age, I've schooled them on the biggest question in hip hop. I got to get your answer. Biggie or Pac?
Oh man, that's probably the toughest question you asked all day. Here's what I tell people. Was who's the better rapper? Probably Biggie, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Skill wise, Biggie can rap better, but everything else, the message, and I mean the sound, Tupac's got to be better, right?
I agree.
So I would say Tupac, just because anybody can have that skill. It's the other stuff that I think people lack. So you're only going to get a Tupac every, I don't know, once in a while.
Exactly. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, you take the message of Brenda's got a baby, put it up
Exactly.
with anything else, man. And that's just like, that message is so pure, and it touches you. If you've got a soul, it touches you.
I agree.
All right, man. So quick plug all your stuff: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I know you probably got SoundCloud. Right.
I got everything, man. You can SoundCloud's JStew World. That's JStew World. Instagram is JStew World. You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, pretty much everything. Just search JStew. My newest project was released in March. It's called COVID-19 EP.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. And yeah, I got more stuff on the way. So
cool, man. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.